It's been a long year with no shortage of drama. We had a nuclear submarine spat, we had a McDonald's incident that you should Google, that in Australia, because it's pretty funny. A summer on fire, we had conspiracies, we had the removal of some autocrats, and the rise of others. But few families had a more eventful year than the British royal family. Through it all, we had the Oprah interview, the losses, the Rocky-like return of Queen Elizabeth II after some much speculated health concerns. My friend and yours, Ben Rhodes, our royal correspondent, who once tried to pull open the door of a bathroom where the Queen was currently going, that actually happened, has covered the story for us. So let's celebrate the best of 2021 by looking back at Ben's very best royal coverage of the year. And Harry, the offer still stands if you want to come on the show, although this might ruin that. I have the privilege of sitting with America's premier royal correspondent. We got the Queen.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to put on your royal correspondent hat if you don't mind.
My royal correspondent ears perked up.
I'm going to need you to put on your royal correspondent hat, please.
Yes.
It's very good that you're in Scotland. I'm going to ask you to put on your royal correspondent hat just one more time. Or let it be known that Ben is switching hats. There we go.
Like, posit, I'm not British, so, I get it. I don't know this nearly as well as you guys, but just watching from the outside, you can say, you know what, I love the Queen and I love this institution, but we should have a conversation about some of these things. Give the woman her corgis and her martinis and her movies. And I'll say on the Queen is she's a big movie buff. When we had dinner for her at the U.S. ambassador's residence, we had Tom Hanks at her table. She loved that.
She was down with Hanks. Yeah. Do you know if the Queen likes like contemporary movies?
Everything. And she's a huge Broadway fan too. Huh. It makes you wonder whether she watches like the Crown and like that movie The Queen. That was a good movie.
This report in Vanity Fair said that the Queen of England has been advised to give up her evening martini as she prepares for her busy fall schedule. She reportedly enjoys a drink most evenings. Her go-to is a dry martini.
I hate this. I'm totally against this. If it's worked for the woman for 90 plus fucking years, including like however many is Queen, like why mess with it now? Like a dry martini feels like what the Queen should be having every afternoon. I'm not a doctor.
Most people don't live to 95, so she's already kind of ahead of the game.
That's what I'm saying. It's like gravy. She's been playing with house money for a while. I mean, she could shift to edibles.
The piece quotes her late cousin saying that the Queen has been known to drink a glass of champagne before bed. Apparently, it was once reported that she drank 4 alcoholic beverages per day. Did you know that the Queen went this hard?
I'm completely aware that the Queen went this hard. They're fun people to hang out with.
So the government area is Whitehall, right, in the UK. What's it called? Like, where do the people who work for the Queen... What's that?
Buckingham Palace.
So there's like the palace staff.
The palace at Buckingham Palace.
I wonder if we got any listeners in the palace. The Queen is still the head of state in a number of places in the Bahamas, including Jamaica, but maybe not for long. As our official royal watcher, how do you feel about this? Do you think there's a bunch of other dominoes that are about to fall?
I mean, I do think there'll probably be dominoes falling in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. I've only been to Barbados once. It's kind of weird when you walk in, there's like a British flag and a picture of like the
Especially given the history.
Yeah. But the Queen is 93 years old. And the next in line is Charles, who's obviously, complicated past there. They had Prince Andrew hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, is the royal family, after the Queen passes, going to be the same unifying institution? The Queen is universally admired, right?
Including by Harry and Meghan, seemingly. Yeah. Like, they're still down with the Queen.
You can hold both ideas in your head, that the monarchy has a role to play and that the Queen has been great. I mean, last year they had a scandal with a guy who wouldn't apologize to the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, his pedophile friend. I mean, they need to a little modernization is in order here, guys.
The other thing we try to do here, besides keep a tab on the royals, is keep tabs on...
one other thing on this.
Please. Maybe Rihanna becomes queen.
She already is, man.
Okay, you're right. Combined, neither of us is half of an Oprah Winfrey. Holy shit, what an interview, Ben.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
As someone who talks too much, the genius of not talking as an interviewer definitely came across. If someone says something kind of interesting, don't move on to the next question.
Who is having that conversation?
As everybody on the planet probably knows, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry sat down with Oprah for this exclusive interview about all things royal family life and why they left the UK.
The people who were kind of pro-royal were just guns fucking blazing, just attacking Meghan, trying to poke holes in her story. I'm like, this woman was clearly upset. And there's no question that she was savaged by the British press and that there was something weird going on with the family there.
They left the monarchy.
They left the fucking monarchy.
Seems like it would take something to make that happen.
They have to figure out a way to have these discussions where it's not all or nothing. You don't have to agree with every single thing that everybody in the monarchy does. And savage Harry and Meghan, who are pretty sympathetic younger people, one of whom is a woman of mixed race who's clearly been targeted in part because of that, and the other of whom lost his mother because she was hounded to death by the press.
You don't know Meghan Markle. You don't know anyone around her. Like, all we can do is take these words at face value. And the royal family didn't deny the story.
They didn't deny the story. And I saw the same kind of like political tactics used. Like, Meghan, she's wrong about this one thing, so the whole story falls apart. Can't we just step back and accept that this person was in a lot of pain? And that maybe you guys should think about why that is,
Because not many people have asked if I'm okay.
Obama and I went to Kensington Palace in 2017 and met with Harry for a while. It was mainly about like what he wanted to do and how he's thinking about, helping young people around the world and things like that. But then I remember at the end, like, this is when they were dating. And at the end, Obama asked him about it. It was clear he was totally in love with Meghan Markle, like, and happy about it. The one thing, that's clear from both of them that they do love is this family they're building. Like, everybody should pull back here and reflect on how we got here.
I just read today that Prince Harry got a job. He will be the chief impact officer at a startup called Better Up Inc. I did not know that Harry was looking for a job. Did you know this? And did we miss a chance to get him to Crooked Media? Could he have been a third co-host, or are we too liberal?
Royal correspondent. He could have been the royal correspondent. I'd never heard of BetterUp.com, and it sounds like something they would advertise during a podcast.
It does.
So maybe he could do ad reads.
Come on the show. We'd love to talk to you. We can talk about literally anything you want.
Anything.
I don't really give a shit about what your family is up to. Like, we'll talk about your time in Afghanistan or the charity work you're doing.
Harry, come on, talk about Better Up. We're game.
The Sun, which is a British tabloid, reported that some UK-based cosmetics company did an analysis of the internet, whatever that means, for data to determine who the sexiest bald man alive is. And their answer is Prince William. And for our listeners unfamiliar with the royal family, Prince William is not the hot one married to Meghan Markle. He's the other guy.
I'm particularly qualified on this one as a bald man. Like, William is not the look that you go for as a bald guy, Like, Jason Statham is the look you go for. It felt like such a sad move by like the royal PR machine. Mm-hmm. I doubt that some cosmetics company just randomly did this and this leaked out, 2 weeks after the whole Harry thing. Clearly they look at this and they're like, okay, the cool young Netflix couple, right, Harry, Meghan, they're hanging out in California with movie stars. So what's our play, right? Well, the coolest people left in the royal family are Will and Kate, right? But sexiest bald man, I think there's a better play. And by the way, I'd put Kate front and center in this thing. And I say that hoping that bald men can be seen that way and not erased, Like, William was like the heartthrob in like,
he was.
When he was like 18 or something, like girls had posters of him on the wall and stuff.
I think all that went out the window when Harry ripped off his microphone and sprinted to a helicopter in Afghanistan and took off during a live interview. That was a pretty badass moment. Yeah. Hey, Harry, come on the show, man. We'll talk about whatever you want. Yeah. I don't care about this other. I don't want to.
I don't need to ask. I don't want to revisit the family stuff.
I could care less.
Talk about Netflix.
Let's talk about let's talk about Netflix. Let's talk about what you did in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how cool that video is when he's doing the interview and he's like rips off the lob and sprints toward the helicopter. So, the Daily Mail, a British tabloid, reported that Camilla Parker Bowles, the Duchess of Cornwall, will not stop talking about President Biden farting in front of her at a recent event around the COP26 summit in Scotland. A source told the Mail, quote, "It was long and loud and impossible to ignore." Ben, I have a lot of questions for you on this. Have you had the chance to ask President Obama about this story and whether Biden as vice president had a known history of letting rip at summits?
I'm not going to comment on that. I was about to say we should all give a pass to Joe Biden, but maybe that's free.
Camilla Parker Bowles can easily be rearranged to spell Camilla Parker Bowels. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna make an emission. I was about to make an emissions joke, and then I was just like, "That's way too."
The whole summit's trying to. It's about reducing methane emissions. The joke's it's right there on the table.
It's right there. So do whatever you want. Do whatever you want with it, guys. This is a sign of intimacy, of a special relationship between nations.
The Churchill bust is rolling over in its Obama dug grave.